Hey everybody, welcome back to another Lock Boss show and giveaway. Excited to have you here. We have a nice lineup of things, and I tell you what, I love that countdown music. I don't know why, but I love that beat there. That's pretty good. I hope everyone is doing well today. What's going on? Let me know in the comments below, and we'll see what's going on. How about that? So I tell you what, of course, I'm going to be drinking Topo Chico. I tell you what, though, I was yawning a lot before this got going here. I was like, I should probably be drinking an energy drink, but I'm going to be drinking our good old Topo Chico. Cheers to all you out there drinking one as well. All right. So we're going to be going over the post of the week, the comment of the week. We're going to be talking about do not duplicate keys actually work? And then, of course, we're going to be announcing this week's 5 winners. How about that? So we have a lot in store now in the chat. Okay, it should be, I believe it is Megan. So go ahead, say hi to Megan there in the chat, and who knows, maybe she'll have some funnies in there for you. How about that? So let's go ahead and get it going. Let's bring it up. All right. So first thing we got going on here is the post of the week. All right. And I got to tell you, this, if you have not seen this yet, okay, this is actually for last Tuesday's live, but Connor made this funny Family Feud thing, and it's actually good. It was one of those things that one of the fun parts for me is that I a lot of times don't see this kind of stuff. Like 99% of the time I don't see it till it's posted, right? And I saw it and I just thought it was really creative. And if you want a good laugh, make sure you go and check this out. It's on Instagram, Facebook, whatever. Maybe it's even on YouTube in the community area, but not quite sure. But I tell you what, good job, Connor. You guys need to check that out if you haven't. It's really funny. Next up, we got the comment of the week. Let's see what we got going on here. So it says, nice handy info, #LockBoss. What is the main difference between 2 versus 4 side jaws? Does it mean that 4 jaws can cut laser keys like Prius and Honda? Good question, and thank you for asking. So, the best way to describe it is, so what I'm referring to, so that must be the video, kind of like a used key machine buyer's guide, the information that you need to know. So, is what I'm talking about there is just for edge style keys, all right, like a H75, KW1, that sort of thing. Okay, so, and it's just how many sides of the jaw do you have an option to actually put a key in? Now, when it comes to laser cut keys, like for the Prius and Honda, okay, that's a completely different thing. And there are a couple different jaws on those depending on the machine you're using and what type of key it is, but that's a pretty universal thing as well. So when you hear the term 2-way jaw or 4-way jaw, 99.9% of the time, they're always going to just be referring to an edge style machine, most likely a duplicator, that sort of thing. So, whoa. Sorry, I'm getting a little ahead of myself there. I did that a couple weeks ago, sort of clicking too quick. So, all right. So, do not duplicate keys work? Now, this was actually a question. And by the way, thank you for sending in your questions. We've been getting a lot of them, and I hope to keep going through and answering as many as I can, hopefully in a live format or maybe even in a video. But this question kind of came out of a question by our friend, Evil Arch Conservative, I believe is the name. Tamara, sorry if I said that wrong. But so pretty much the main question was about do not duplicate keys and how does that all work, or do they work really well? Can you get them duplicated and that sort of thing? And so it's like, that'd be a great topic. So here we are, we're going to do it live together. So do not duplicate the keys work. Here's one right here. Okay. Now let's first just get on the same page for a minute. Okay. And what are do not duplicate keys, aka also known as D&D keys? So a lot of times you'll hear, if you're new, you'll hear people talk about D&D keys. They're talking about do not duplicate keys. What are they? They're keys that have do not duplicate engraved or stamped in them, right? So it's just a key that has do not duplicate stamped on it. So what are the pros? Okay, so they exist. We sell a lot of do not duplicate keys, especially the Schlage SC1 and the Kwikset KW. Really, like this is actually the hybrid KW1, KW10 key. So they are popular, and there's something, if you're in the lock and key business, you're going to have to deal with. Okay, and a lot of times customers who don't want to go for like a restricted key system or some sort of more expensive restricted type of thing, well, they're going to want do not duplicate keys. And and so this is what we're going to do. We're going to go over the pros and the cons, and then let's answer the question the best we can. So what are the pros? Do not duplicate keys have neuter bow heads, which make them harder to identify. So as you can see in that picture there, okay, a neuter bow head looks like that. It's more of a square head on a key. Now, a lot of times when identifying key blanks, and I even talk about it in some of the training we do when it comes to identifying keys, that the head of the key can be a major giveaway, right? Like if you've been cutting keys for a month, you can spot a KW1 or a SC1 a mile away, right? As soon as you barely see it, the heads are identifiable and you know what is cooking in the oven, right? Now, what a neuter bow head key does is it takes that identification part away. So that's good, right? That's a good thing. Next up is do not duplicate keys don't have the key blank part number on it. Right, this is something I've also talked about in the past, which is it's really nice when you grab a key and the part number for the key is on it. Makes it easy to order, easy to identify, and that sort of thing. So with having the neuter bow key head, along with not having any part numbers on it, does offer a little something there, okay? And lastly, I think most importantly, a do not duplicate key communicates that the key issuer does not want duplicates made. For example, if a business owner or manager has a bunch of keys that they need to hand out to some team members, and they hand them a key that says do not duplicate, without even communicating verbally, you're communicating that you don't want copies of those keys made. But that's really about it, okay? So let's go to and I see your comments in there. Those are good. And yeah, we're going to get there right now. So here we go. Next up, the do not duplicate key cons. The do not duplicate text can be covered up or grinded off, right? So what do you do if a customer puts a bunch of duct tape around the key and hands it to you and wants a key made? What do you do? What if they dip it in some sort of gel, because they like the feel of it or something like that? That's one of those things. And by the way, when it comes to this, I am talking about what I think. I probably should have said this at the very beginning, but so I'm just telling you my thoughts on this. I'm definitely not offering legal advice here, okay? I'm not a lawyer, nor do I play one on the internet, right? But so with that said, right, if there is do not duplicate text on there, it can be grinded off. there could be something over it. It's really common for a customer to hand you their keys and there's a whole bunch of stuff on it. Next up is the supermarket machines read key profiles, not key heads, right? They don't ask for a picture of or a scan of the key head. They're looking for the key profile. So that's a big problem, right? That's a big problem. And that, for the most part, to me, eliminates the whole conversation about should you, look and like remove tape, remove all that. I mean, it's like they're just looking at the profile and they're duplicating the key. And lastly, but not least, which I think is actually the more interesting point out of all of these, okay, is without other markings or systems in place, how do you really know who has authorization, right? So when you see the key, and it says do not duplicate, the big question that I always ask is, okay, so this key says do not duplicate, but how do I actually know who has authorization, right? Because is what they're really saying is that they don't want people to be able to open a lock without knowledge. And so when someone comes in and they claim they have authorization, what you are supposed to do? They're just handed a do not duplicate key. Does it fit the address that they have listed on their ID? Is it something else? It can really get confusing and complicated and all of those fun things. So the big question is, so do not duplicate keys work? And I would love to know your philosophy in the comments below, right? And the answer really is no, right? They don't work. The intention of what you're trying to accomplish by doing that is not going to be accomplished by it, just due to the simple fact that a supermarket automatic machine is going to read that profile, it's going to cut that key, and that's kind of the end of it. Now, I don't want to say that they're worthless though, okay? And that's because they're not. And you can get some level, right? It's like you can always keep the honest people honest, right? You can communicate a signal. And at the end of the day, not all customers are going to want a restricted key system, right? Although that is something the second you hear do not duplicate or they're wanting some sort of key control, that is a great opportunity to not only just let them know and educate the customer about what's available out there. But I mean, those are the opportunities that you really want to make sure you have a nice little pitch for and have some basic information you can share. But at the same time, it is better than nothing. There's a lot of lock shops you'll walk into and it has do not duplicate on there and they're not on file or, something like that, then they're not going to do it. They're just not going to cut it. Some will, some won't. But I like the question. That's interesting. It's a good question. And what I love about it, what I really loved about the question and why I chose this question is because there's not it's not black and white, right? It's really the nuance of the question is fun. And it's a time to learn, right? It's a time to learn and kind of think through the process. So a big question you have to ask is, if you are going to sell the do not duplicate keys, how do you communicate with your customer that it's more of an honor type system and that it doesn't offer full protection? And that's probably something good to, let the customer know. But that's, they have some value. They do help, but do they work? They worked pretty good before the automatic machines, right? But automatic machines just didn't really do too much. But I will say probably the best solution, okay? The best solution is to, if you're going to use them and you want to get as much security, for the lack of a better term, with them, is what you want to do is use a do not duplicate key, a neuter bowhead, but use a it on a weird key profile, right? Even if you were to do like a Schlage E or F or something not as common, or maybe even like a Russwin, a Russwin key or a Sargent. And that way, a key that's not available in the vending machine, the key cutting vending machines, that the average just basic key cutter isn't going to be able to identify by just looking at it. Okay. So that's probably the best you could do there. Hopefully that helps. Hopefully that helps answer that question. Thanks for asking, by the way. Thanks for asking. So good stuff. All right. So moving on to this week's hashtag Lock Boss giveaway winners. I tell you what, I just want to say, just stop for a second and really say thank you for all of the comments, and man, so many good comments and conversations happening, and I think it's awesome. I think it's really awesome, and I'm really thankful for them. Now, we have a video coming up here this next Thursday coming out, okay? And it's another one of those videos that I am it's a video and I'm presenting some stuff to you. At the same time, I am really looking forward to your comments. I tell you what, there hasn't been a video that I've been so excited to see your comments, and that's coming this Thursday. So it's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. So anyways, this week's winners. Here we go. I'm going to go to the slide here. All right. So what to do if you win? Email us your shipping info to sales@CLKsupplies.com or call us at 800-848-6989. We'll get your shipping address right and we'll send you out your gifts. How to win, you might be asking. Good question. Comment on our videos and include the hashtag LockBoss. When you do that, you're automatically entered to win, and it's free. It's free, 100% free. And winners will be chosen from the comments from the previous week's videos. So there you go. You guys ready for the 5 winners? I'm excited. Man, I tell you what, I've said it once, and I'm probably going to say it a lot more, but man, a cold Topo Chico is absolutely wonderful. All right, here we go. This week, let's do a little drum roll here. Winner number 1 this week is Derek Shryrock. Hopefully I said that right. Derek, congratulations. Very cool. Let's see here. Winner number 2 this week is Dustin Nelson. Dustin, congratulations. Winner number 3 this week is Kevin Bacon. Congrats, Kevin. Very cool. Here we go. Winner number 4 this week is Locksmith and More. Locksmith and More. Congratulations. Very cool. And last but not least, winner number 5 of this week's giveaway is William Schumauser. Hopefully I said that right. I've been butchering names on announcing on YouTube now for, a couple of years. So sorry if I said that wrong, but congratulations. So there we have it, everybody. That's this week's winners. We got going on right now is any order over $249, you get a free icon beanie. I tell you what, I've been wearing one this weekend. It's cold up here in northern Idaho, and it's good stuff. So there we go, everybody. So thanks, and man, it was a great live show. Thank you for the questions. And I see tons of comments in there. I'm going to go look through here in a minute. I hope everybody has a wonderful evening and safe travels if you're out there. And we will see you all next week. Same place, same time. Take care. Thanks.